MOUSA. She's senior presenter for Forbes Middle East. Please welcome Miss MOUSA and our esteemed speakers.
Hello, hello, testing. Oh, I think we're back. Okay. Thank you so much, Anushka. We are very excited to be part of the World Woman Program this year at Forbes Middle East. Growth today is no longer defined by scale alone. The next frontier of growth is being shaped by who is included, whose potential is unlocked, and how intentionally leadership is developed. Across economies and industries, the most competitive systems are no longer those that move the fastest, but those that build resilience, equity, and long-term value into how they operate. And today, we are bringing you leaders across business, policy, and media to explore how inclusion is moving from aspiration to strategy, and why empowering women as future leaders is now central to sustainable economic growth. Please welcome today, starting from my left over here, Her Excellency MARWA MANSOURI, Vice President of Government Affairs at Siemens, Her Excellency LUJAINA Mohsin Darwish, Chairperson of ITICS at Mohsin Haider Darwish, and KHULOUD, Editor-in-Chief and CEO at Forbes Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our speakers. Yes, thank you. Your Excellency LUJAINA, I will start with you. You've led across family enterprise, public service and diplomacy, spaces where continuity and transformation have to coexist together. So from your experience, what is it that separates family businesses that successfully prepare the next generation of leaders from those that really struggle to keep up, to innovate and to stay relevant over time?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much. It's an honor actually to be here today. Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone who's attending to hear us out and hear our success stories. Actually, I come from a business house. My family business company is there for the last 50 years. But I will just briefly touch on the question because I'll give time to the others to answer their questions. So I'm the eldest in my family. My father's business goes back to 50 years. I'm the second generation. But I've always been the black duck of the family. When I say the black duck of the family, I was never too happy to be. Of course, I was very proud of my parents. I was very proud of who I am. But I always wanted to have my own legacy. I always wanted to see how does the water across that ocean, how is it? How can I feel it? So, of course, I was brought up in a very typically business house where at office was office, home was home, luxury was luxury, hard work was hard work. But when I grew up, I thought, what do I want in life? How can I actually continue the legacy of my father, and how I can as well start my own legacy? So parallel, I actually started my education, which was very important to get myself very much equipped for the role. And then I started the business, but then I said, no, I need to actually change my career. So the first jump, I jumped into a very deep ocean, totally different from what I was brought up in. I started into the elections. Actually, I went into a very, very difficult campaign to win a very important first step of my life, and that was the Shura Council. So going back, Sally, to your question, it's not easy. It all starts with a dream. If you have that dream and the hunger in the belly, I think nothing can stop you.
Absolutely. And I love that you've talked about legacy there, you know, thinking about, yes, the legacy that you come from, but what is the legacy that you want to change and that you want to leave? This is something so incredibly powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Your Excellency MARWA, building on that idea of future-proofing, you're somebody who's spoken about AI. We're going to be jumping, interestingly, from topic to topic, but they're all integrated and all related. You've spoken about AI as something that is core to infrastructure, when we're talking about the future, how to move forward and stay innovative, it shouldn't be an add-on. So for you, how can governments in the private sector embed AI so that it strengthens productivity, resilience, without widening capability and inclusion gaps?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for the question. And I think AI right now is a very important topic because we look at AI right now as the shiny tool. But the shiny tool shouldn't be looked at in that way. It's more of a core infrastructure, right? And when the private and public or governments work together, there's three main pillars, which I think is quite important. Number one is national strategies. When I say national strategies, different initiatives, right? Whether in manufacturing, whether industrial, whether in cybersecurity, let's say. So how do we implement AI in the right way? And this is important. This partnership between the private and public will give you the add-on and the value AI creates in the long term. And how do you embed it? And that's where the private sector comes in. So it's the know-how and the know-who, let's say, from that aspect. And the second most important pillar is the capacity building and how the private sectors can really integrate that with real-time projects. Not just, doing your research and development and then just sticking to innovation labs and, your whole AI concepts are just stuck there with no funds or anything. So this is where the funds come, whether from the government or whether from the private sector. But what I realized, really, when you embed AI into different strategies and national initiatives, and me working in a private company, in a German company, let's say, they are willing to co-invest, right? And this is important. So when co-invest happens, this is where trust and transparency comes. This is where regulations are set. And when regulations are clear and transparent, it's easy to embed anything, even embed yourself, right? And your capacity. And the third most important point is upskilling, community development, and how can we, as the private sectors and government, really upskill people being AI literate in that aspect, because there's a high demand, right? That's in the next years for AI. So we need to really invest in the youth, really to invest in women, because I'm a woman advocate. So really invest in women when it comes to that educational perspective. And maybe sharing one example also from a Siemens point of view. So last week we're in Las Vegas in the CES. Siemens signed a partnership with NVIDIA to do the whole industrial operation management system. And this is co-developed to influence the government in adoption. So you can see how it can work together, right? And yeah, it's both ways. So it's number one, partnership, partnership, and partnership.
Partnership and partnership, and making sure, I love that you spoke about the upskilling there, particularly of women. And I just want to encourage those in the audience, please do give the respect to our speakers who are speaking here on the stage, and just a little bit of quiet for them as well as they answer their questions. So thinking in that kind of way, KHULOUD, I would love to come to you now because, of course, everybody knows Forbes for their lists. We report, Forbes Middle East reports on women in leadership, but you are actively building platforms like the Forbes Middle East Women's Summit, like the She Leads podcast, and so much more. Talk to us about how creating these platforms moves beyond just visibility to creating real, actual opportunity.
Thank you, Sally. Yeah, thank you, Sally, for this question, and thank you for this highlighting this work with Forbes. But let me back again for our role in media. We would love to always, as a media, to highlight the impact and to move women from inspiration to take action. We want women in a leadership. That's why we're coming with doing Forbes Middle East Women Summit because it's amazing networking. 5,000 women coming from across of the world to connect, to create stories, to sharing knowledge. It's really amazing platform, and it's not the Forbes Women Summit. It is like become the women as in our DNA as a Forbes, because we, as you know, 70% of our team ladies, and we always give priority for ladies to shine on this organization. The women, it's one of our principles. It's as a Forbes, as a media, we have different principles and different we have our own. It's like what we can say. It's not principles, also sustainability, values. Yeah, sorry, values and sustainability and healthcare and wellness and supporting youth, as Her Excellency mentioned, supporting youth and supporting women. We try from all our side to supporting women in leadership, to be able to be in the decision maker room. It's not only to present the company, no, to always, it's not, they start a lot of things in the media we can change. Sometimes when I read on the airlines, they translate it in Arabic, it's درجة الأعمال أرجال الأعمال. It's in English. It is
businessmen's class.
Yeah, businessmen class.
Yeah,
and this always upset me. It's why it is like we have to be beyond of gender, okay? Because and in the same, when I see the women on the board and just to present the board as a numbers, it's really driving me crazy, because we want the women to be decision maker, to be the women as real adding value for this room, and to stop chairman. Why chairman? We should also coming with the chairperson, or to be equal, not only the chair, especially in the on the business. We find a lot of chairmen, and we rare find lady as a chairperson. So we are doing our best to change this, and this is why we are here all in the same room to create more awareness. And this is our, as a media, this is its main, our principle and values.
Yeah, it is a critical role of the media to change perceptions, and particularly us being here and partnering with World Women Davos and having our own stage as well here is very powerful in the way that we showcase women's stories. We're bringing the stories of women from the Middle East to the world, and it's important for all of us to see different ways that women lead. And so as we come to the final words of our panel today, I'm going to come back to you, Your Excellency, LUJAINA. We often talk about empowering women, but the real power comes from execution. And so what are, and I would love to put this to all of you, what are the practical initiatives that you have seen and would like to see that will genuinely move women and young professionals as well into decision-making roles and really make a difference in the public and the private sector?
Well, Sally, I will answer this very easily, or in a very simple way. For me, you don't groom someone to become a leader. You actually have a leader within yourself. I mean, every one of us in this room is a leader, because every one of us in this room has a success story. Some gets highlighted, others do not get highlighted. But for me, I think every one of us is born with that leadership skills, leadership dream, but how we take it forward, that's the main thing. I feel for any leadership, the main structure is education. If you have proper education, you can fly or you can swim any ocean. So this is number one. I mean, you need to have a dream. You need to have the tools. The tools is the education. Education, education. Number three, give the responsibility then you give the authority. You cannot give one and you cannot give the other. So life takes you gradually. I mean, for example, in my case, I started with a dream, then I went to the challenge. I won the challenge, then I had to maintain myself and maintain my dream. So it comes one after the other. You take it day by day. So for me, the main thing is education. If you have the education, you can swim any ocean.
You've highlighted a couple of things that I think are so critical. You've just said that each and every single one of us is a leader.
Yes.
What does your advice say to the women who are like, I'm not a leader, I don't know what you're talking about? How do they discover that within themselves today, right now?
For me, I always think of myself what is a leadership? Leadership is a content with yourselves. If you have that content with yourself, confidence comes automatically. So I always keep saying to everyone when I start any sessions, I say, how do we know we are happy? I mean, can someone tell me in this room, what day or what time of the day a person can know if she or he is happy? Anyone? I would say it's the first thing in the morning when you are actually brushing your teeth. When you go in front of the mirror and you're brushing your teeth and you're smiling to yourself. If you are smiling to yourself, it means you are content with yourself, you are happy, you have got up with something to do, something to believe. So that is what is a leadership. Leadership is to get up in the morning and you know that you have a long day, you are ready for that long day, and you are having the confidence, the belief. No one of us can give it to you. You have to do it yourself.
And take it forward and be patient with it. Your Excellency Marwa, I'd love your take on this question.
I'll make it quite short, and I think I'll echo to Her Highness Dr. Sheikha Shamma said. It's being a leader is not about your perspective as a leader. We need male support. We need men to support us and to have that acceptance deeply. I work in a male-dominant place, right? I do not see myself as a lady there. You know, I am not here to compete with you. I am here to support you. And I think that perspective, even happening with families, like I have 2 older brothers, right? I'm not here to compete with you. I'm here to support you also. I think being a leader is taking that initiative, being open-minded and coming into those challenges or how people have that perspective on you. And the most important thing, and I always say this, being a leader is how you treat people. How you really see, how do you want to be treated? Because in the end of the day, all of us will leave this life. But what will happen? It's a blueprint. Who will remember you? Even if you met this person once, you will remember me. I met them in Davos, right? So you'll have that good image about that person. I think being the best person is the only thing. How can a leader be?
Absolutely, love that. Khulud, final words.
We will keep supporting women anywhere, everywhere, and we will keep leading these initiatives. And this is amazing initiative with the World Women Davos to create this agenda for women across the world. And we'll keep in the track. We will never give up. And again, as Her Highness mentioned, confidence this is the key for any leadership.
This is the theme that I feel like is being repeated over and over again.
Confidence.
It's confidence, it's education, surrounding yourself with those who will help you to rise.
And one thing I really love it when Her Highness mentioned that supporting system from the family. Honestly, without family, no one of us here, because this is the amazing support we give it. I'm always call it, it's like a supporting system. I'm calling it supporting system because it's a real supporting system.
Absolutely, and this is what we hear time and time again from women. My family supported me, those who have reached the heights. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking our speakers for this afternoon session, unlocking the next frontier of growth. Thank you all so much. Thank you.